going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm at it again, just staying busy. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm working on today. This is a 1997 Saab 900, and you know, these things are pretty cool. You know, I like Saab anyways, but you know, it seems to run good. It's a manual transmission, which is pretty cool. And aside from it just being a little dirty, it's in really good shape. But what I'm going to be doing today is replacing the alternator. So I figured I'd kind of go through some of that with you guys, you know, so you can see what it takes. You know, it's kind of down in there. So I think what we're going to have to do is get up under the car, and it looks like maybe take the exhaust loose and go ahead and get that out of the way, get the alternator poured off and the belt and everything, and go ahead and get that thing changed out. Alright, so we're going to start out by disconnecting the battery. That's always a good place to start, especially when you're changing a alternator to starter. It's usually kind of hard to maneuver it without touching the wires up against something you shouldn't. So, alright, so the next step, we're going to remove the belt. You can see the tensioner right there, and you stick I guess an extension into it, and just pull it forward, slip the belt off. And so once I do that, I'll go ahead and get this thing in the air, and we'll start looking at what we need to do to get the alternator out. Alright, so now we are going to remove this cover, give us a little more swing room, and I think this should be good enough. So yeah, that looks like it'll work. So what we got to do is just pull back on this, slip the belt off the pulley, and that's pretty much it. In fact, I'm just going to leave that there. So now that we have the belt off, let's go underneath and see what we find. Alright, so here's the alternator from the bottom, and it does look like there's probably not going to be enough room to slip it through right here. So according to the interwebs, we're going to have to remove this pipe, which will look like we got some sort of odd V-band looking deal right here, and disconnect it from the turbo. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it looks like it should just drop right out. Alright, I'm going to spray a little PB blaster on here for good measure. Guess I'll get the other one from underneath. Almost. That's one way to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take that all the way out, so I can probably replace these and put some NSCs on them. Alright, so I've got my O2 sensor remover 9000 here. That's the way I like it. I can tell this has been removed before. It's got a few twisties in there. It's awfully tight. Give us a little more room to twist some more. I don't want to twist these wires too tight and damage anything. So now we got a lot more space. There we go. Oh yeah. You never know, I'm just saying. You never know. Alright, so it looks like the tensioner is gonna be able to come out from the top here. See if I can get it loosened up. Well, that is just in there. Alright, I don't want to get that stuck. Alright, so here's our beloved tensioner. There's the top alternator bolt. And it actually freed up a lot. So let's see if I can spin it out the same way. Well, it even came out. I honestly didn't think it was going to come out all the way. Alright guys, now that I got the alternator out, got the new one and the old one here, and we're going to have to swap our pulley over. It's a 24 millimeter. So we'll get this swapped over right quick. Let's see here. Got the nut started. That was easy enough. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to the car. Alright, that got started. So now I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this bracket back down. At this point, I can go ahead and hook the wires back up. That way, I'll just have that done. Alternator's not going anywhere at this point, so it's definitely not going to hurt anything. Drop that nut again. Now you don't want this to be super tight. If you tighten it too much, it's gonna want to break something, break the plastic or something that's holding it. So you basically just want to run it down until you feel like the you'll kind of feel the split washer kind of bottom out, and just give it a little bit of a turn, and that's all you need. Don't torque that thing down. You just need a little more than snug, basically. Pushing the alternator up with the pry bar. Let's see if I can push the bolt in. There we go. That was a lot harder than it looked. Some things are just like that, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this top bolt. The bottom one started already, so it's not gonna be an issue. All right, so now we'll get the tensioner back in there, hopefully. This was actually kind of difficult too. but at least I can get my hands on it. That's a good start. The pulley up over this around the AC. There's another idler pulley that's pretty large. Then we've got the power steering pump over the tensioner down to the alternator, and then up over this tensioner here. So I'm gonna pull this in. Come on. I don't want to push it too far. There we go. Alright, when you get the belt put back on, you always want to make sure it's squared up. And everything looks perfect. So, let's go back under the car and we will go ahead and finish assembling everything, get the exhaust put back in, all that good stuff. All right, here's the bottom bolt of the alternator. You can go ahead and put your 3-inch extension on there. Get you away from this balancer. Don't be scared to reach around in here. Get you some good angles. Let's see. And hopefully that'll work. So we'll make sure we can get this tightened down. Alright, we've arrived at our destination. Got here a couple of stainless steel fastenal bolts. Got a lot of fastenal stuff, so I'm going to take some NOCs. Put on the threads. And I've got a couple of zinc washers I'm going to put on there. And this should keep from having rusting problems. Alright, so we're going to slide this clamp back in here. And of course the threaded part goes at the top. Put our washer on there. That one's in there. Alright, so now that they're both started, I think these are going to be 6mm. And again, we want to get some even pressure on here. So you just want to snug up one side. And then we'll go ahead and tighten it down. All right. Much nicer. Now the next time somebody takes this out, they won't have any issues with it, especially with these being stainless steel, so that'll be nice. All right, let's start the car and see if we get some charging action going on here. Alright, the battery light went out, that's good. Let's see what it shows on the meter. Yeah, that's what we wanted to see. Would have really expected to see more like 14.7, but it's definitely charging. Let's see what it does when it's revved up just a little bit. It's not dropping out, so I think we're good to go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you found it helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.